We are live. What's up, nerds? Welcome back to another Wednesday night live with the Aggressively Average Anglers. Tonight, we have something very special that we cooked up at the end of one of our lives here recently, and that is what we're calling the fish adjacent or fishing adjacent cinematic adventures bracket. These are movies that at least have fish in them. Ideally, have some element of fishing in it would be ideal. And yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to do our bracket series. You guys are all going to vote on it. We had to expand the bracket for this one tonight. This is a full bracket. Go ahead. Paul has a leg, so we're dealing with this as well.
32 cinematic adventures, and what qualifies you as a fish adjacent cinematic adventure? So glad you asked. That would be there has to be a fish in it. I didn't even say if it's alive, dead, on a plate, in an aquarium. It could be a painting of a fish. There has to be a fish in it, and there has to be some kind of seafaring vessel in it. That could be a submarine. That could be that could be a floaty toy in a bathtub. But that's what it is.
So that was the category that we put together. And basically what we did after last week's live is we hopped on Google and we just typed in like fish movie, fishing movie, and all that. And then we had to come up with the criteria. The criteria was fish, boat.
I was very committed to finding all the off the beaten path ones. So you'll see pretty soon here that like Jungle to Jungle is on here. Okay. Like there are like we pushed the limits of what was fish adjacent.
This is true. And at any rate, this is going to be a lot of fun. So this requires your assistance, folks. And the more people in here, the merrier, the better this show goes. So if you don't see any of your fishing friends in here, make sure you invite them in. They got to be a part of this. We do have a bracket. So Charles is going to share that up on the screen in just a second. You guys can see these 32 flicks that we have put together. Don't worry. I saw Egomaniac has put in Perfect Storm like 400 times so far. Perfect Storm is on there. It made the cut.
So is Jaws. Everyone calm down.
Don't worry,
down. Relax. Do not pull out. It's going to be fine.
Tom Gross, Bathtub Shark did not make the cut. So sorry.
These are gonna be the Meg did, A Perfect Storm did, Deep Blue Sea did, Jaws did. We have lots of shark movies. And actually, Austin Powers Gold member, also shark related, still made it in.
So we got good stuff in here, you guys. We're going to get into it in just a second. As always, if you guys want to support the show, super chats are on. You can always join the membership. We're going to have a members only live coming up next week. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's got to be next week because after that I'm flying to Florida, baby. I'm out of here. I need some sunshine. So we're going to say the 6th, February 6th. Awesome.
Yep.
So if you're a member at any level, we have 3 different membership levels. You can come to that live. We're going to do some special schmivaways just for you guys. That's what we like to do, our way of giving back for you supporting the channel. So stay tuned. That'll be coming real soon. And as we let people roll in, because we need our voters, people, we need our voters. Get your friends.
I like to see 100 votes. Like when the vote counts, when we get to the final 4, I like to break 100. That makes me feel like we got a representative sample and it's not just a fluke. I need 100 votes.
This is important, you guys. This is a very important bracket because this makes up the 8th bracket, which allows us to do the ultimate championship bracket showdown at a very special event that we're going to have going down on February 28th, where we're going to get some of our fishing friends from the internet here. You guys have already seen them. They've been on the show. Way like a drive for autism anglers. So we're going to raise some funds for those guys. We'll get a link
voted for them. You got it.
Yeah, you guys voted autism anglers in. That's who we're giving back to this year. So we're going to get Don on here. We're going to get some other folks that I won't name yet. I'm going to keep them a surprise for now.
Bracket of brackets. That's right, not a Bob. It's going to be Little Mermaid versus sunglasses versus sunscreen versus Berkeley.
Yep. It's going down. It will be the ultimate bracket showdown that we'll be doing on that episode. And for we'll set some tiers for like every certain amount of money that we raise for autism anglers. We're going to do a special schmiveaway. Paul and I have put together 2 gigantic, and I do mean gigantic boxes.
Comically large.
There's 1,000
pounds each minimum.
Yeah. There are, us, not our guests. We're not going to ask our guests to do any giveaways. They can if they want to. We're not going to stop them. But between Paul and I, we have 1,000 pieces of tackle that we're going to be giving away slowly but surely. So you might want to be here for it. So tonight counts. Tonight's important. This is what makes up the final piece of the puzzle for the championship bracket showdown. And before we get into it, again, we're accumulating voters right now. Let's start out with our Q of the D. Shall we, Paul?
Q of the D is a hot one. Okay, do you guys, like Boomerang, Hanna-Barbera cartoons, the old ones, like talking Flintstones, Jetsons, like that era of television. Like you barely remember them from your childhood because they were old when you started watching TV. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Dragon Ball Z or anything. There's nothing new or cool in this set of cartoons.
Like the 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s, maybe?
Yeah. Like, I didn't like them, but they were on, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I want to know which one of those Boomerang cartoons holds up the best. Like, which one could you flip on now and it would still apply?
My final answer is Wacky Racers.
Really?
Yes.
Not which one would like be fun to watch, but like which one would be like relevant? Because I think I would be.
None of them are relevant. They're
I don't know, man.
Kong Phooey. You're gonna call out Hong Kong Phooey?
Ren and Stimpy not relevant. I would argue that the Flintstones still relevant. You get the friend duo relationship. You get the dumb guy Jetsons clocking in and out, blue collar man going home and like, doesn't want to do any chores. Like, I still think that actually might ring super true.
How about Jetsons Flintstones crossover event?
Oh my god! If they had that? So I don't know why, but the line in the intro of that song where it says "Modern Stone Age Family" has always it won't leave my brain. It's my Roman Empire.
They're the Modern Stone Age Family.
It's the craziest. It's the craziest line for a kid's cartoon, and I love it. You know what doesn't hold up? Tom and Jerry, Yogi Bear, like those do not hold up.
Why so?
Trash.
Well, a lot of those cartoons are trash.
For sure. Running headlong into a wall, not funny anymore. It's just not good enough. You got to do better than that.
You don't like Roadrunner and Coyote? Looney Tunes?
Falling off a cliff, not funny anymore.
Anvil to the head.
Now, I will say the Wascally Wabbit, I think shooting a rabbit and having him be deleted off the face of the earth with everything except for his eyeballs and then popping up in the next scene, relevant.
Wow. Except the hunters lost most of the time.
Who's
Yosemite
the guy?
Sam.
That's probably one of the
Rootin' Tootin' Cowboy.
He's all mustache. His whole face is a mustache.
Yeah,
and out from underneath his mustache, 2 pairs of boots and 2 guns. What a legend. Absolute legend.
Absurd. Absolutely absurd.
Pink Panther? Pinky and the Brain holds up, but that's different.
That's
WB is not Boomerang. Okay.
Get out of here.
I appreciate where you're coming from. Pink Panther.
Love that.
I think Pink Panther holds up only because that song still slaps.
Oh, for sure it still does. But here's that'll hold up forever. On Pinky and the Brain, the funny thing about Pinky and the Brain is, the one tagline that show always had was, "What do you want to do tonight?" The same thing we do every night.
Every
Pinky,
night.
Try to take over the world.
Dundee.
I say that to my wife all the time because, like, myself or one of my kids, they'll be like, "What do you want to do tonight?" I'll be like, "The same thing we do every night."
Okay, He-Man absolutely holds up. Actually got better. Thundercats has never been more relevant. And so they just remade Roadhouse, and that seemed like a good idea. If they had remade Thundercats, they would have made double the amount of money.
How did Jake Gyllenhaal...
I don't care if you got Jake Gyllenhaal
how did that happen?
Juiced up, doing like all the fitness, and you get like, the best boxer, ever. What, it doesn't matter. If you put Thundercats out there for the kids, the millennials are going insane for it.
Where's my live action Thundercats?
I'm just saying.
I'm just putting the great ideas out there.
Tigress was still hot. I don't care what anybody says. I don't know what to tell you.
Their vehicles were extremely impractical, but you know what? I love them for it.
Relevant. Very
Snarf.
Why did the cats have a pet cat? Like, why?
Listen,
why did they?
I don't know.
I didn't make the rules.
Why does Mickey Mouse have a dog?
Why did they have that?
Why is there
Oh god.
Goofy but also Pluto? Like, what are we doing
G.I.
here?
Joe absolutely does not hold up. Mr. Magoo, there's no way that stupid Studebaker holds up. Okay, that guy couldn't even see. That does
No,
not
that
hold
was
up
the
at
joke.
all.
That was the whole thing.
Yeah, Johnny Bravo absolutely holds up. You know what else holds up? The Tick, but that's later for sure.
That is.
So is Johnny Bravo, but that guy was a joke. George of the Jungle, was that a cartoon?
They probably made a lot of those like 90s, 2000 movies ended up having cartoons as well. They got paired up with them.
Uh,
I don't know. Most of them didn't last a season though. Most of
yeah,
them
there's
got
no
cut down.
I keep getting like Scooby Doo. That show sucked, and that doesn't hold up. Yeah, that show sucked.
That was one of my favorites. And then they redid it
Get
a
out of here.
thousand times. They had a lot of movies too.
Yeah,
That was
I'm looking at actually the list of movies
it's
for Scooby
astounding.
Doo, and it's astonishing.
Yeah,
I
there's
mean,
a
it's like
lot.
truly. Oh, they have Courage the Cowardly Dog under horror where it belongs.
Yeah, that is the most terrifying show that was ever on Cartoon Network.
Literally
Courage
the
the Cowardly Dog.
stuff of
No.
nightmares. Like, oh my god.
All right. So let's dive in. I think we got
I'm
a
ready.
decent number of voters here to get started. And then whenever Monster Bass goes off air, we'll get the rest of our voters. So let's I think we need to get this thing started. So Chaz, you want to share that bracket? I think it's on your screen. Yes,
All right,
sir.
I'm gonna do the rundown. I think
Okay.
if can I don't know who controls it, but if we can zoom in, it might help. But here's I'm gonna go through the West. Okay, we have
Okay.
Sharknado, A River Runs Through It, Jaws, Meg, A Perfect Storm, Deep Blue Sea, Finding Nemo. Again, all of these cinematic adventures, these all have a fish and a boat. Okay,
Yeah.
and a fish technically anything that lives in the water is a fish. Um, Splash, Bait Shop, which
Scientifically.
everyone was all about that.
Yeah.
SpongeBob, Sponge Out of Water, Jungle to Jungle, Austin Powers Gold Member. So you have sharks and you also have a submarine. So that one's in. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. When they go under, the whole thing is about a boat,
Yeah.
obviously. But then they
And
go
fish
underwater,
people.
and there's like a squid man and fish people. So we have what we need. You get the
Yeah.
Little Mermaid, 47 meters down. That is your west. That is your west. Now we
Yeah.
go over to the east. Sharktail, Flipper, Blackfish, Free Willy, Atlantis, Aquaman. Lots of fish, couple of boats.
That's the best
Piranha,
showdown.
grumpy old men. And really, it's the saga.
Yeah.
Grumpier old men. You get the whole thing. Moana, Crocodile Dundee. There's a boat in the intro, a police and a regular boat, and he is
Yep.
fishing with dynamite, and there are fish that you can see.
Counts.
Elf, hear me out.
We had a long talk about that one.
Okay, we have vetted all these heavily. Avatar: Way of the Water. Without a paddle, there are fish. And we're counting the canoes as boats.
Yep.
Big Fish, Waterworld, and Luca.
Wow. I have one note. It is that you spelled piranha completely wrong.
Yeah, I know.
It's P-I-R.
I know.
Okay, cool.
Mistakes were made.
Chaz, fix
all right,
it for me.
back to
Anyways, let's go
Sharknado,
there.
which I spelled right. Okay, up
Back
first.
to Sharknado. Have you ever said that in your just normal everyday life?
Not
All
on
right, real quick, guys. Back to Sharknado.
Back to Sharknado. No, because no one would ever stop watching Sharknado. I would never have to say that. It's insane. All right, so
Oh
here
my
we go.
God.
Sharknado versus A River Runs Through It. So here's how we're gonna do this. While you guys are voting, Jeff's gonna read you a quick synopsis of the top film. I'm gonna hit the bottom film, and then we're gonna let you guys duke it out while that happens. This one's tough because Jeff, what is Sharknado? Help me understand what I'm looking at when I'm watching Shark. What am I watching when I see this?
No, that is the question that you will ask as you watch that movie. What am I watching? In fact, here's all you really need to know. Tara Reid is in it.
Factual.
There you go.
And one,
it's one of the ultimate B movie, like made for sci-fi type movies. It came out in 2013. You guys, this is insane. I think they're like the main character guy is like Ian Ziering or John Hurd, one of those two guys. Anyways, it had a slew of sequels. A ton. Mark Cuban was the president of the United States in like Sharknado 3, I believe it was. And on the cover of Sharknado, all it says, normally you get that little blurb. They're like, one man, and then for whatever. This one just says Sharknado, enough said. That's it. That's all it says. So like all you need to know is that there's a catastrophic event where a tornado goes through the ocean. Somehow a tornado did that, which is not possible. Picks up a bunch of sharks. It picks up a bunch of sharks.
Big ones and small ones.
These sharks are just, gigantic, like great whites. They're just flying around in a tornado, eating people haphazardly.
Now the way that the way they dispatch the sharks is fantastic.
A million different ways.
In the end of number 2, I believe, Ethan Hawke is eaten by a shark, but then chainsaws his way out. So that's what you're doing. Now that goes up against what could not be more opposite in the film A River Runs Through It, which is actually a film. So directed by Robert Redford, Brad Pitt is in this movie. Set in and around Missoula, Montana, the story follows 2 sons of a Presbyterian minister, one studious and the other rather rebellious, as they grow up and come of age in the Rocky Mountain region during a span of time from roughly World War I to the early days of the Great Depression, including the area of Prohibition. Now, all that being said, I looked this up. It says, what does a river run through it mean? And oh, wait, where is it? Hold on. I have the most amazing. Here it is. What was the point of A River Runs Through It? It is a story about 2 brothers, one who was beaten to death with a gun butt in 1938. It's about not understanding what you love, about not being able to help. It is the truest story I've ever read, and it might be the best story ever written. To this day, it won't leave me alone. Dude, it's nailed it. So the exact opposite of Sharknado is what you're dealing with. Now, they are avid fly fishermen, hence the Missoula, Montana area reference there. So you get the ultimate classic cinematic true adventure versus what is clearly a joke.
No, excuse me, sir. Somebody made that movie on purpose. Somebody made a career out of that movie because they made multiple sequels. So give it a break. Anyways, doesn't matter. River Runs Through It is trash in the game right now. They're at 69% versus 31% with Sharknado. I don't think Sharknado stands a chance to come back from this one. Of course, you guys would vote for A River Runs Through It. It was one of the higher suggested movies when we said we were doing this anyway. So there we go. Pulling it. We're moving on. I love it. Brad Pitt takes the dub with his fly fishing technique. So let's go to the next.
Dolphins may be mammals, but in fact, they are a fishy creature that lives in the water, and so they count. Deal with it. Next up, we have Jaws versus Meg. I mean, do we really need to explain what Jaws is?
It's a movie. Came out in 1975. It stars Roy Scheider, isn't it? Schneider? I don't know. Roy Scheider. That's Martin Brody. Anyways, he was in like the first 2, and then I think the actor actually died after that.
Oh, no.
Richard Dreyfuss is in this too. Yeah, no, he did. He did. So he wasn't in the third one, like Jaws Revenge or whatever, but he was in the first 2. But yeah, 1975, you guys, like this, it stands up to this day somehow. Steven Spielberg with his amazing mechanical sharks. And if you guys haven't gone on the ride, whether you went on it back in the day or you've gone on it recently, that ride's still fun, still a blast. All right, enough said. Jaws, love it.
All right, so for all of you guys who are not voting for the Meg, previously thought to be extinct, the massive creature attacks a deep-sea submersible, leaving it disabled and trapping the crew at the bottom of the Pacific. With time running out, a visionary oceanographer recruits rescue diver Jonas Taylor to save the crew and the sea itself from an unimaginable threat, a 75-foot-long prehistoric shark known as the Megalodon. And I can't believe you guys didn't vote for that. I don't know what we're really
Jason Statham, people. Jason Statham fights a shark. Come on. All right, well, you can't beat Jaws. Like, how are you going to beat Jaws? That's ultimately what it comes down to. Is Jaws is just too good to be topped by a much larger shark
version of Jaws. That's how you beat Jaws.
Dude, Megalodon would have swallowed Jaws whole, no problem. But you know what? Fine. So Jaws wins that one, 88%. That's a
and the other half of the ocean that he was in.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a monster.
Below the
all right, next up we have A Perfect Storm. Get it? Versus Deep Blue Sea.
Okay, so Deep Blue Sea, which came out in 1999, which is a sci-fi horror film. If you guys haven't seen this before, why? why haven't you seen? Go watch this thing immediately, as soon as you can. So Thomas Jane, who later plays the Punisher in another movie. You got Samuel L. Jackson, who has one of the most iconic shark deaths ever. Spoiler alert. Then we got Michael Rappaport for some reason. LL Cool J in there, and also starring LL Cool J's parrot, who doesn't get eaten by a shark somehow. But they are basically fighting their way out of an underwater like the science setup, whatever the heck they got down there. And it's pretty amazing. Like, these sharks are super intelligent because they were trying to extract their brain to like cure cancer, and what they ended up doing was making super genius gigantic killing machines.
Right. I can swim backwards. No
deaths,
shark can swim backwards.
All the deaths were perfect in this film. It's a 10 out of 10 film. I love it. What do you got? Oh, I read the bottom one. That's my bad.
Right,
you got
so
Perfect
you took
Storm
mine, which is incredibly rude.
But, I did.
I will go ahead and do yours. Yeah, you're a horrible person. I have the Perfect Storm. The year is 2000. The Andrea Gale endures various problems with 40-foot, 12-meter waves crashing onto the deck, a broken stabilizer ramming through the side of the ship, and 2 men are thrown overboard. The crew decide to turn around and avoid further damage by the storm, but after doing so, the vessel encounters an enormous rogue wave, and all of the crew members are lost, including the incredibly well-bearded, the Silver Fox himself, George Clooney.
Yeah, that's a rough.
It is the saddest ending. Like, it really actually makes it like, when you leave, you're just sad. Like, you are just saddened. If one person survived and made like $100 off of one of those fish that they had in the hold, you'd be like, yay. But that you couldn't. They didn't even give you that.
Yep. No, it was a tough watch. I actually read the book too back in the day. It's, depressing when you know exactly what's going to happen. It's kind of like watching Titanic. Like, cool. It's they made it into a cinematic adventure with like lots of cool CGI and all that stuff. But you're like, I know where this is going. I know exactly where this is going. Yeah. So Perfect Storm right now, 53% to 47%. Yeah, cool CGI. Everybody's going to die here. Perfect Storm is holding this margin right now. We got 43 votes in. So Perfect Storm, no surprise here, moves on. You guys are you're picking all the serious movies. Sharknado down, Meg is down, Deep Blue Sea is down.
Yeah, this is kind of weird. I mean, I'm not.
You guys don't like mess around movies.
Good luck with this one. No serious movies to be found. We have Finding Nemo versus a Goofy movie. I don't know which one's more serious. You guys are gonna have to tell us.
Okay, so I know I have seen Finding Nemo 10,000 times because it came out when we were in high school, and when we had substitute teachers in some of our classes, they would just put on Finding Nemo. Especially, I had a what was it? I think it was like a computer graphics class. So like, this is an all CGI movie. It's Pixar. So the teacher would just put on Nemo. I think I watched it in that class that year like 3 times. Maybe 4. So I've seen this movie a million times. If you guys haven't seen it, came out in 2003, and the CGI still holds up. Like, the animation still holds up. And yeah, some guy loses his fish buddy. I'm just kidding. The son, Nemo, he's lost. Yeah. some clownfish. Hey, you're a clownfish. Tell me a joke. Tell me a joke. So yeah, anyways, I'm trying to find the stinking plot here. Clownfish Marlin and his wife Coral live happily in an anemone in the Great Barrier Reef. They are about to become parents, waiting for their many eggs to hatch. The family is attacked by a hungry barracuda, knocking Marlin out. Upon waking, Marlin finds the coral, and all but one of the eggs has been eaten by the barracuda. The last remaining egg is cracked. Marlin vows to keep his only surviving child safe. That's Nemo. He has a little flipper and a little fin, and
he has one little engine that could on the side.
He does. And then there is a boat because all his friends challenge him to go touch the butt, as they call it.
Yeah,
and that's when he gets captured, and then Marlin goes on an adventure and finds.
He got in trouble for that. I actually think I was watching the movie Nemo when I kissed my first actual real life adult-ish girlfriend during the movie Finding Nemo.
Definitely a romantic film.
Well,
one of the best films you could ever kiss somebody to.
when you're in the basement, it's like, all right.
This is the podcast delivering the hard truths and the real life stories of Paul Glass.
That's exactly right. Let's dive deeper into history here. 1995 is the year, and this is the tagline of this movie called A Goofy Movie. It's hard to be cool when your dad is goofy. That's a 38,000 out of 4. That is an amazing tagline. I love it. Taking place 3 years after the events of Goof Troop. The film follows Goofy and his son Max, who is now in high school, and revolves around the father-son relationship between the two as Goofy embarks on a misguided mission to bond with his son by taking him on a cross-country fishing trip. They have disasters, they have dancing adventures, an iconic audio presence, and you learn how to zing out the perfect cast. So this movie absolutely slaps, and it's getting beat by a narrow margin, but highest vote count to Finding Nemo, 58-42. So I think we have to give it, unfortunately, to what is apparently the more serious Finding Nemo.
These guys tonight, they want the flicks that won prizes
really
and stuff. Man, all right. I didn't know we were dealing with an Oscars crowd here. All right, good luck on this next one, because neither of these won an Oscar, but one of them had an amazing soundtrack, and it's the one you think. It's not the other one.
It's exactly what you think it is.
It's exactly what you would expect.
Tell me about Splash.
Oh my gosh. All right, so
Splash versus Bait Shop.
So Splash, which came out in 1984, you guys. This surprisingly, I guess, took place in like 1964. I don't know. That's what I'm reading here. Anyways, all you need to know is directed by Ron Howard.
Space Ghost came out.
Space Ghost, Coast to Coast.
Coast to Coast.
So all you need to know is it stars Tom Hanks, Daryl Hannah, John freaking Candy, and Eugene Levy. And
so is it serious or not serious? What are we talking about here?
I mean, it's Ron Howard, so I mean, I guess you could say it's serious. Anyways, all you need to know is that some kid, this is young Tom Hanks, is taking a boat tour to Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and he's fascinated about something below the surface that jumps overboard. Oh my gosh, into the ocean. Guess what? It's a mermaid, you guys. 20 years later, he just happens across this mermaid. This mermaid gets legs, and he like walks this lady around town. That's what you need to know. It's like a Little Mermaid in the 80s with Tom Hanks.
There's no way that beats the movie Bait Shop. A small-town bait shop owner competes in a fishing contest against a showboating pro in order to win the cash he needs to save his floundering business. This is 100% Randy Blockett versus Ben Milliken. That's what this is. That's what we're dealing with here.
Because Splash doesn't stand a chance, or what are we saying here? What are we talking about?
Splash should go down in flames. No, listen, a small-town bait shop owner competes in a fishing contest, i.e. tournament, against a showboating pro, i.e. Randy Blockett's of the world. In order to win cash, he needs to save his floundering 6 cents business. This is incredible.
Oh my God. That is unfortunate. All right. So
well, let's check the vote tally. Bait Shop is
actually
running away with it. 78 to 22%. It's not even close. I don't even care well, I kind of care about the rest. Can I get 45? I will call it at 45. 3 more votes. I know you guys think this is a done deal, but 3 votes could swing this thing. Give me 1 more to hit me 80. All right.
I don't think it's going to swing this thing.
43 votes, nothing changing. Bait Shop advances. Good night, 1970s crappy version of whatever movie it was, Little Mermaid.
1980s version of Little Mermaid. What am I doing now? I need
what I said. SpongeBob, sponge out of water. I will see you jungle to jungle. So this next matchup,
oh my gosh,
a little odd. This is a little out of left field. You have SpongeBob, a sponge out of water, versus the movie Jungle to Jungle. So Jungle to Jungle, a boy who's been raised by his mother on a primitive tropical island visits his father, Tim Allen, in New York and discovers it's a jungle too. Before workaholic futures trader Michael Cromwell, Tim Allen, can marry fashion designer Charlotte, he has to go get his first wife, Patricia, to sign the divorce papers. So New York, Tim Allen has insane tarantula pet owning son come out to visit him. He actually tranquilizes the cat with a blow dart, which I love. And then but then after all this like crazy stuff happens, then they actually go off to the island. And then Tim Allen has a great line. What is it? Talk about your wind instruments. And they're in a bunch of hammocks and everyone's just farting. Like classic father. Great movie. Outstanding. It's like a 7 out of 10. Super good.
It is pretty solid, and that is going up against SpongeBob, Sponge Out of Water, which is an animated movie, obviously. And this, so
No way, really? You're telling me that Pineapple
so
Under the Sea is not there?
the Pineapple Under the Sea is not there because they get out of the freaking water and they go land. So basically, I've watched this movie with my kids a bunch of times. Antonio Banderas is a bad pirate who steals the Krabby Patty formula, and then SpongeBob and his friends have to go out of the ocean to stop him. The strange thing is that they turn from 2D animation to 3D CGI when they exit the ocean, and then a whole bunch of crazy hijinks ensue when they're running around town. The craziest thing about it is that Antonio Banderas has a pirate ship that turns into a car.
It's pronounced.
And there's also
Banderas.
bubble fights. Banderas.
You have to roll the tongue. Banderas.
Yeah, it's an interesting flick. It's also mostly a kids movie, so it's not quite winning over Jungle to Jungle, which may win the nostalgia award. And also I had a proud moment when we were compiling this list of movies. Paul was saying, "What's that movie with the?" He basically said, "What's the movie with the thing?" And I said, "Jungle to Jungle," and I was correct. So
Jungle to Jungle. It was a great movie. Jungle to Jungle. It's a great movie. I like the girlfriend scene where he gives her a pot and no one knows what that means except for him. And but Tim Allen knows, and he's losing his shit, but like no one can figure out why, and it's because it's a pot. It's like he didn't give her a pot, did he? it's fantastic. It's a good movie. It's a good garbage movie. Like I might watch that later. I might go figure out how to watch that later. It's an absolute classic.
We need to find where
43 votes. It's doubling up. So I think we're gonna award this one to Jungle to Jungle.
I think we got it,
guys. Good job, guys.
I think from now on we need to do less professional breakdowns of these movies. I think we're doing simplify.
All right. Well, okay. I like reading my one paragraph. Okay, I'll do.
Where are you reading your one paragraph? Because I'm on
just
Wikipedia.
Really good at finding them. I'm just good at finding them. All right. Austin Powers Gold.
You're just Googling the movie
versus Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest. I'll do Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest. I'll go first. When the ghostly pirate Davy Jones comes to collect a blood debt against Captain Jack Sparrow, Johnny Depp must find a way to avoid his fate, lest his soul be damned for all time. Nevertheless, the wily ghost managed to interrupt the wedding plans of Jack's friends, Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann. And the movie continues from there. You get Davy Jones' locker is heavily involved. There's fish plummeting, or there's people plummeting down.
There is no locker, though.
Well, but I mean, it's water.
But Davy Jones is involved.
Davy Jones is involved, but Davy Jones' locker, they are sending people under the waves constantly. There are people who live under the waves.
Something down there.
They raise up the ship, and then I think that Davy Jones might be one of the coolest CGI characters that actually looks and feels like it could be kind of real with his little octopus,
his little octopus beard,
his little octopus beard,
his little Cthulhu.
When he gets mad, I was scared. I was legit scared. I saw that in the theater, and I was like, "Holy crap! This thing is weird. This thing is nuts." Good movie.
It is insane. Also, I got to say that Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack freaking bangs.
Okay, who did it? Because I think it's one of the most famous
movie theme soundtracks.
What do they call that? Not the sound. Oh, it's Hans Zimmer. I knew it was Hans Zimmer. It's Hans Zimmer.
You did. You knew it. Did you know?
I said it was somebody super famous.
At any rate, this is going up against good old I Love Gold, Austin Powers Goldmember, which came out in 2002. Teaming up with a mysterious yet peculiar Goldmember, Dr. Evil hatches a time-traveling scheme to take over the world. One that involves the kidnapping of Nigel Powers, Austin's beloved father and England's most renowned spy. As he chases the villains through time, Austin visits 1975 and joins forces with his old flame, Foxy Cleopatra, also known as Beyonce, and who is a streetwise, stylish detective. Together, Austin and Foxy must find a way to save Nigel and stop Dr. Evil and Goldmember from their mischievous mayhem. Also, sharks with freaking laser beams.
I love gold. You remember he's like peeling skin off himself and like eating it, or like putting it in that little box? He saves it like a fucking psychopath.
It is absurd. All right, so at any rate, you guys love Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't disagree. I love Pirates of the Caribbean is like a comfort food for me.
I might actually be watching those tonight, Jungle to Jungle, or I start on the director's cut of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Let's go. Let's freaking go. Oh my gosh. Do I get the Little Mermaid next? Hell yeah. Let's go.
All right, I'll do mine. Hold on, let me just get the.
Okay.
I want to advance the winner here. Values only. All right, let's
Values.
do 47 meters down. This is a movie about two sisters stuck in a shark cage at the bottom of the ocean. 47 meters down, they're fighting to survive their ordeal while their oxygen runs out. And no, there's not a makeout scene.
Wow.
I was important that people knew that.
Wait, what did you say?
Nothing. Continue.
Started with its two sisters. You dumb. All right. At any rate, next to that horrible film is an absolute classic starring Ariel, everybody's favorite mermaid. So we have The Little Mermaid, which is
B. Dooley, stop it.
What did B. Dooley do?
He says which mermaid? You jerk. Continue.
It doesn't matter. It's a Disney mermaid. So
continue.
All you need to know is rebellious 16-year-old. That's
rebellious.
Rebellious 16-year-old.
No shit, bro.
Get it? Mermaid Ariel is fascinated with the life on land. On one of her visits to the surface, which are forbidden by her controlling father, King Triton, she falls for a human prince determined to be with her new love. Ariel makes a dangerous deal with the sea witch Ursula to become human for 3 days. But when plans go awry for the star-crossed lovers, the king must make the ultimate sacrifice for his daughter. Don't worry, this is a happy ending. I don't know. Have you guys not seen this?
Ursula there was also is exactly like Hades from Hercules. Yeah. They are the same. They're the same.
Yeah.
John Woods is whoever that lady is.
Also, there's so many iterations of this movie. There are plays. There was a Broadway musical. There was an onstage musical. They recently remade this movie. Like
Splash.
You guys know the story. Splash was this movie, 1984. Like you guys get it.
Deadass, you guys. It's 50-50.
For real?
Yeah, I'm not joking. 44 votes too.
All right,
it's dead.
You guys got to vote.
It's mathematically too close to call. All right, here we go.
We can't stop it here. You got to
again. That was it. I'm going to give
Little
the
Mermaid.
5 count. 5, 4.
Somebody
3,
ruin it.
2.
Break it.
I'm giving it to
Change
1.
Your vote.
All right, I'm calling Little Mermaid advances, but like by the scale of a flipper. Just barely. And that actually transitions me perfectly over to the movie Flipper versus Sharktail.
Yay!
All right.
There ain't no way Sharktail.
Okay, well, I'll be review here. So we've gone through the East. So your advancers, A River Runs Through It versus Jaws, Perfect Storm versus Finding Nemo, Bait Shop versus Jungle to Jungle, Pirates of the Caribbean, Pirates of the Caribbean, DMC. I like the way that Jaws wrote that. That was fantastic. Versus Little Mermaid. So I like the way that worked out. A little serious, but we came back in the end there. So now we're going up to the East. Now we have Sharktail versus what's that? Flipper.
Who's next?
So I will go ahead and read Flipper. Paul Hogan, Elijah Wood. I'm not joking. That was not a joke. That's who's in that movie. I'm not joking.
That's insane.
Paul Hogan just hitting his stride. I mean, you want to talk about Silver Fox? Like, are you kidding me? All right. Sandy Ricks, Elijah Wood, a young Chicago teenager, has difficulty adjusting after his parents' divorce. Thinking a vacation will help, his mother sends him to spend the summer with his uncle, Paul Hogan, in the Florida Keys. When he arrives, Ricks has nothing but a bad attitude until a chance encounter with a playful dolphin Flipper and a neighborhood girl, Jessica Watson, snap him out of it. However, Flipper's life is soon in danger when someone starts dumping toxic waste into the ocean. Adventure ensues. That is Flipper. And the Flipper, the dolphin basically can talk to Elijah, and he could do amazing tricks. Like he could just walk. He can walk on water on his little flipper. He's incredible. And then he waves.
It's like
he does a wave.
It's almost Free Willy, but with a dolphin. You'll see. We'll get to the Free Willy description next.
Much nicer. Much nicer. Less about it's much nicer.
The next bracket is the most insane head-to-head. All right, so I have Sharktail. And right now,
I know.
Before I even read this, Flipper is dominating right now. So Sharktail is an animated flick, and the animation in Sharktail is amongst the most terrifying animations that have ever graced the silver screen. It came out the year after Finding Nemo, and it is way, way worse. Like, terrible. But anyway, so it's a DreamWorks flick. I know some people like this, so I apologize. If you like this movie, I'll take that back. I'm sorry. If you like your flick, I'm not going to yuck your yum. But let's be real. Fish with these teeth, with these smiley faces, terrifying.
Horrifying. Just horrifying.
Anyway, so Underachiever Oscar, played by Will Smith, is a pint-sized fish with grand aspirations. When mob-connected great white shark Frankie, because of course he is, played by some guy that I can't pronounce his name, is accidentally killed, Oscar concocts a story with Frankie's peace-loving brother Lenny, played by Jack Black, of all people, that it was he who murdered the shark, suddenly hailed Shark Slayer by his aquatic brethren. Oscar has bigger fish to fry when Frankie's father, mob boss Don Lino, played by
bigger fish to fry.
Dude, exactly. The Don is played by Robert De Niro. They got some like heavy hitters in this movie that tanked. Dispatches his henchmen to track down his son's killer, Will Smith. Right? Hijinks ensues. Blah blah blah. It's Finding Nemo, but not as good. So then we have
it's getting crushed. We're 41 votes, 66. Flipper advances.
Flipper takes a dub.
Yeah, but it's not. I mean, it was never close. All right, next up we have Blackfish versus Free Willy. So not only is some of the best music, I'll do Willy, and there is a Free Willy too. Absolute trash. But the soundtrack for Free Willy absolutely slaps. It should win on that alone. But listen to this. When maladjusted orphan Jesse vandalizes a theme park, he is placed with foster parents and must work at the park to make amends. There, he meets Willie, a young orca whale who has been separated from his family. That's why his thing is curved, because when they're in captivity, the top fin curves over. It's very sad. Sensing kinship, they form a bond, and with the help of kindly whale trainer Ray Lee, develop a routine of tricks. However, greedy park owner Dial soon catches wind of the duo and makes plans to profit from them. They make an amazing escape. They put the whale on a trailer, and then he jumps over the break wall while the kid's like, and gets him out of there. It's incredible.
Yeah, Michael Jackson soundtrack plays. Yeah.
It's incredible.
Dude, so
good movie. Absolutely slapper-rooney. You'll smile every time you watch it.
100% guaranteed. All right, that is going up against the real life what actually was happening to these whales movie, which was Blackfish. We thought this is a fun showdown. This had to happen. Anyways, Blackfish is basically a documentary film. If you guys haven't seen it, it follows basically the life story of one of the orcas named Tilikum. I think Tilikum? I don't know. A captive killer whale that has taken the lives of 3 people. This impassioned documentary tells his story to unravel the consequences of keeping orcas in captivity and reveal how little is known about these highly intelligent mammals. So basically that like almost got SeaWorld shut down, but SeaWorld still exists. They're just not using as many live animals anymore because of that flick. Also, you guys don't remember Steve-O from Jackass? He climbed a crane by SeaWorld and he brought an inflatable orca up there with him, and then like the fire department had to get him down. It was an insane stunt.
This I mean, we got 38 votes and it's 82-18. I mean, Free Willy just I mean, good luck anyone else who's got to run into that train. All right, next up we have the movie Atlantis versus the movie Aquaman. You guys ready for Aquaman? If you don't know, Aquaman is a superhero in the DC universe, and he can breathe underwater. He can communicate with fish, but he can also go on dry land, and he is actually Jason Momoa. So he is a giant and an incredible person who walks around in a loincloth like 80% of his day, which I appreciate. Once home to the most advanced civilization on Earth, the city of Atlantis is now an underwater kingdom ruled by the power-hungry King Orm, douchebag. With a vast army at his disposal, Orm plans to conquer the remaining oceanic people and then the surface world, even though they drive dumb little ships that can only go in the water. Standing in his way is Aquaman, Orm's half-human, half-Atlantean brother and true heir to the throne. With help from the royal counselor Volko, Aquaman must retrieve the legendary Trident of Atlan and embrace his destiny as a protector of the deep. And then he can go on to be on the surface for 90% of the time because that's who pays the bills. So let's just be clean. Let's just be like crystal clear about what's going on here. If this movie didn't have the absolute crappiest outfits and battles, this actually would have been a really cool movie to watch. But it was so poor. It honestly makes me ill. And then the second one, I'm going to watch the one that just came out. It's going to be awful. I mean, it was the cheesiest thing. It was the cheesiest, those stupid jet skis. Why do they have those? And that dumb armor. Why do they have armor? You can't swing things underwater. You can't be hit by anything fast underwater. It's the stupidest,
dumbest thing. If you're Aquaman.
Aquaman.
Aquamang. All right, he can do it. All right, so yeah, that goes up against Atlantis, which is one of my favorite animated flicks from Disney. It's fantastic. It stars Michael J. Fox, and it's a blasty blast. If you guys haven't watched this movie, you got to watch this movie. An inexperienced young adventurer becomes the key to unraveling an ancient mystery when he joins up with a group of daredevil explorers to find the legendary lost empire of Atlantis. A naive but determined museum cartographer, Milo Thatch, played by Michael J. Fox, who is essentially freaking exactly Michael J. Fox's animated version.
Exactly, yeah.
Dreams of completing the quest begun by his late grandfather, a famous explorer, when a journal surfaces, an eccentric billionaire funds an expedition, and the action shifts into high gear. There we go.
Dude, what a description. Whoever wrote that, get him a raise.
It was pretty freaking solid. When you were reading the Aquaman one, I was having a brain seizure because there were so many just like fantastical terminology pieces that just didn't click. I was like,
you got to decipher all of it.
A what? From where? From Atlan? Like what? All right, cool, man. Anyways, yeah, it was pretty solid. Chaz thinks you look like Milo. I think if you had big circle glasses, you could pull it off.
That you think? I don't think circle glasses is my brand.
No, it's definitely not, but that's Milo's brand. So if you wanted to cosplay if I need
as Milo,
a new brand, I think you could pull it off. You could do it.
All right.
Where so this one's pretty tight. 51-49. Wow.
I think Atlantis was good. Aquaman, well known, and also Jason Momoa.
Yeah, I'd say fair enough. Atlantis though, crushing it. I
think we're gonna give it to Atlantis.
I think we got to
one more vote.
Atlantis.
Get to 43 here.
Yeah, one more vote, folks. 43. Get the vote in there.
4.
Time's
3,
ticking.
2.
There it is.
Oh, and
no, 44. Pull it.
All right,
get it out of here.
I got it. Get out of here.
Atlantis rolls on.
Calling it. All right, next up we have Piranha, not Piranha, Piranha versus Grumpy Old Men. Now, look, if you haven't seen Grumpy Old Men, you have a gap. You need to fill that gap. You need to watch Grumpy Old Men, and you need to watch Grumpier Old Men. John Gustafson, legend, Jack Lemmon, and Max Goldman, also legend, are two curmudgeonly neighbors who have been at each other's throats for years. The rivalry of the formal friends intensifies when Ariel, super hot MILF, comes along and provides a love interest for both of them. When Max finds out that John is experiencing family troubles and financial ruin, however, he steps in to help. Their bond is further cemented when John has a healthcare scare and Max makes the ultimate sacrifice for his friend, but then still ends up with the woman. This is all of your entire ancestry wrapped up into 2 people, 3 technically. It's funny. These guys are awesome. Everyone should see this movie. Definitely fishing related. It was really hard to think up a boat, but there is one, and it's at the end. So there is a boat.
And that is going up against the movie Piranha, which I'm going to go ahead and put on my not recommended list unless you are getting tipsy one night and you just want to watch something for funsies. This is a great background flick for that. It's very adult, though. Don't watch it with your kids. So Spring Break, this is 2010, by the way. Spring Break turns gory when an underground tremor releases hundreds of prehistoric carnivorous fish into Lake Victoria, a popular waterside resort. Local cop Julie Forrester, played by Elizabeth Shue, must join forces with a band of unlikely strangers, including Ving frickin' Rhames, you guys.
Yep, thank you.
Though they are badly outnumbered to destroy the ravenous creatures before everyone becomes fish food. All you need to know is Ving Rhames rips a motor, an outboard, off of a boat, and then he turns it on and he chops up a bunch of piranhas with it. It's pretty sick.
Look, the preview of that movie was so amazing. Like, you had to see it, though. Like, if you saw a different movie and then that promo came up, it was incredible. Blood in the water instantly. That was the start.
Oh man, it was a flick to be sure, but there's no way it stands up against Grumpy Old Men, which is a certified classic. Pull the vote. We're done. It's
I love
88
that people
to
are
12.
quoting grumpier old men. It's the best. Like,
It's
here's
great.
some matches. Set yourself on fire. Well, you can wish in one hand and crap in the other, and see which one fills up first. All them
It's
flat
so
belly,
good.
according to all them flat belly experts, I should have took a dirt nap like 30 years ago. What do
Just
you
the
eat for
most
dinner?
realistic.
Bacon. A whole damn plate. And I usually drink my dinner. Like, dude, that
It's the most
movie.
realistic old men like I've ever seen. It's like the
It's so
type of old men I'd want to like
yeah.
actually watch on a movie.
It's nothing
Not
but
they're not telling like
facts.
the drawling old stories that put you to sleep. They're just angry, and I
Legend of
love it.
Catfish Hunter. Before the wedding, they go out there.
Yeah. What and watch the sequel as well. So I mean, you get this one. You got like
Grumpier might be better.
yeah.
Grumpier is
You got ice fishing in
arguably
this one. You got like fishing in the other one, and there's a bait shop in both. So there you go.
it's
Love
so
it.
good. All right, next up, I love this one. Moana, we love it. The Rock is
Yeah.
singing versus Crocodile Dundee. And I'll do Dundee. Okay, I will do Dundee. Again,
All right.
Paul Hogan, absolutely legend.
Paul
Just shredded.
freaking Hogan. You mean.
Shredded, okay?
Yeah.
Just shredded in this film. A New York reporter heads to Australia to interview the living legend, Moana Dundee, Paul Hogan. When she finally locates him, she is so taken with his shredded self in that snakeskin vest that she brings him back with her to New York. In New York, Moana Dundee is amazed by the wonder of the city and the interesting people there. It is hilarious. Crocodile Dundee 2
Mhm.
might be better, and Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles, it's one of the it just goes. The whole thing just goes. It works.
All three are great.
Yeah.
Somehow
I
all
love it
three are
when
great.
in the second one when he drops the eggs and he's like pulling like dirt out of it and they're all eating it and he's like, ugh. And he just gives them some ketchup. Like,
It's all good. It's fine.
yeah,
All
they're
right.
fine.
So that is going up. My youngest daughter, this was like her go-to film
Moana,
forever.
make way. I can sing the whole
In,
thing.
in fact, whenever my daughter, when she was a baby, was upset, we would play the Moana soundtrack. So
I'm hearing it right.
this holds such a special place in my heart. So yeah,
My
my daughter doesn't sing Crocodile Dundee, had to go Moana. I am with you here, Colin.
Fact,
That's what I'm
fact.
saying, man. Moana's
You think the
soundtrack,
crab is the best part of Moana?
it's a good song. It's fun. That's a fun
Good, but
part.
like, nah, I don't know
It's
if it's
definitely not the best part, but anyways,
I mean,
the whole soundtrack slaps. If you guys don't know the storyline to this, is again, it's another Disney movie with that Pixar style animation, right? An adventurous teenager sails out on a daring mission to save her people. During her journey, Moana meets the once mighty demigod Maui, that's the Rock, who guides her in her quest to become a master wayfarer sailor, and together they sail across the open ocean on an action-packed voyage, encountering enormous monsters and impossible odds. Along the way, Moana fulfills the ancient quest of her ancestors and discovers the one thing she always sought: her own identity. You guys, I'm not afraid to say I cried in this movie. I love
100%. 100%.
I'll cry again
every time. Yeah.
This movie is fantastic.
I can, dude, I love that soundtrack is so good. It's amazing.
Soundtrack holds up to this day. That said, this isn't a soundtrack competition; it's a movie competition, and you guys are going
Crocodile Dundee, Crocky, put him up there.
I mean, it's so much more quotable, and like it's
I
a
love
lot of us grew up with it. I get
That's
it.
not
I
a
totally
knife.
get it.
That's a knife.
That's a knife.
Or when he's like, I typed this in where he's like, I don't need a gun, mate. I've got a donk. What? A donk. And then he just punches him in the face. So flipping good. All right, moving on.
right.
I know we're short on time. So next up, we have the insane combination. We have Elf going up against Avatar, Way of the Water, obviously. So let's
One movie is 4.5 hours long. One movie is 1.5 hours long. So there you go.
Jake Sully and Natiri have formed a family. And they're doing
I froze.
And they are doing everything to stay together. However, they must leave their home and explore the regions of Pandora when an ancient threat resurfaces. Jake must fight a difficult war against the humans, who are buttholes in this movie, as they rightly are. When they are sawing down the forest, I was like, well, this is just the most obvious metaphor ever. Like, come on. And then
you're thinking of the first one.
Robot guys. I know, but that's what
Yeah,
right here.
This one, they're just killing all of the animals in the ocean.
I know. It's horrific.
This one, they're harvesting like the juice from these special whales. That was like the thing. They just harpoon them, suck all the juice out, and then they just leave them to die. It's so crazy.
It's insane. All right.
Anyway,
can I get a
beautiful
breakdown
flick,
of Elf?
Way too long. So if we're talking about Elf, that movie is way too long.
3.5 hours.
Okay, hear us out on fishing. We said requirements, criteria were this: 1, fish; 1, flotation vessel. The fish is the narwhal, who we see, who says,
it lives in the water. It lives in the water. It lives in the water. And then what's the boat, Jeff? What's the boat? Hold on. What's the boat?
It's the ice.
It's the
he hops on that sheet of ice.
Okay, the sheet of ice. He's using it as a seafaring vessel, so that's a boat.
It counts.
It's too bad. It's my decision. I decided.
Too bad. We wrote the show. All right. So, if you guys aren't familiar with this, we just came out of Christmas season. I know you got every single one of you guys watched Elf.
Buddy, what's your favorite color?
Buddy, played by Will Ferrell, was accidentally transported to the North Pole as a toddler and raised to adulthood.
Everyone, you've done it.
The world's greatest cup of coffee. Don't eat candy off the road. It's not free candy.
Look, I brought you here.
All right. Do I need to even like tell you guys know what Elf is? It's fantastic. It's a wonderful flick. I watch it every Christmas season. Deal with it. Chaz is the only person on this planet that hates Elf. So there you go.
How do you not like Elf? It's honestly like Will Ferrell's shtick got old pretty fast for me. Not this one. This one is
later years. Will Ferrell, not great.
He's like, what the?
Yeah.
You're not Santa. What?
You smell of beef and cheese.
Yeah, you smell like beef and cheese.
All right. Anyways, we all love Elf. Elf actually is winning this round. Ridiculous.
46 votes.
Brando Calrissian with one of the coolest names on the internet.
I know. It really
Scott. Wow.
Right. Oh, so we're really picking Avatar. Okay, well, you know,
I feel like no, Elf won.
Oh yeah, what?
But apparently, we found all of the Elf haters in the world. Listen, Brando, I get late years Ferrell, but Ferrell had a time. Will Ferrell
how can Elf? The only way Elf can be overrated is because everyone thinks it's like the best movie ever made, and it's the
that's not what overrated means.
But it's listen. They have this like extremely high opinion of it, but then it's like the second best movie ever made, right? So it's technically overrated.
Chaz is starting an Elf hate club.
Oh my god! There's gonna be a new Discord.
I can't wait for your shirts.
Elf sucks. Get it out of here. All right, next up we have 2 movies. We have the movie Without a Paddle, and if you don't know this one, it's kind of like
fantastic
a culty movie. It's good.
Yeah.
And then the other one is Big Fish, which a lot of people mentioned. I do not like this movie.
It also has a cult following, though.
This doesn't. Yeah, but this does nothing for me. I get it, but no. So, anyways,
it's an Oscar type movie, is what it is.
Serious. You guys will love it. Yeah. When Edward Bloom becomes ill, his son William travels to be with him. William has a strained relationship with him. He's a baby. Just kidding. Because his father has always told exaggerated stories about his life, and William thinks he's never really told the truth, which is factual. Even on his deathbed, Edward recounts fantastical anecdotes. When William, who is a journalist, loser, kidding, I love journalists, starts to investigate his father's tales, he begins to understand the man and his penchant for storytelling. This movie is a snoozer.
It is. I think it's a good flick. It is very like Oscar level, like it was made to win awards kind of a film, but I think one watch, it was enjoyable. I would never watch it again. That's opinion.
What I'm saying. Like I can find a place to enjoy a movie like that, and I do love serious movies, like heady movies. Like I like ones where you have to really pay attention and maybe watch them 100 times before you get it. This just was not. It was like it was trying to be that too much for me. It was kind of pretentious. Like
I hear you. I hear you. So I get the one that's probably going to win this round then. So I have Without a Paddle, which came out in 2004. It's a buddy movie. It's fantastic. There's a river, there's boats, there's like stolen treasure, there's
Stevie's treasure.
There's a bear that takes Seth Green to the woods.
Remember
Matthew Lillard is in this. It's
Stop awesome. Breaking Glass for My Kids Play. Dax Shepard,
Stop breaking glass for my kids. All right, Dax Shepard's in this, which is great.
Well,
it's like
what class of
Dax
Rapids?
Shepard.
4, 5. Put those together. 9.
This is like MTV punked era Dax Shepard is what it is. It's pretty solid. So here's the synopsis. After their friend Billy Anthony,
When they
played by
set the weed barn on fire.
Stop. Let me read this. Okay, so after their friend Billy dies, Tom, played by Dax Shepard, Jerry by Matthew Lillard, and Dan by Seth Green go on a camping trip to honor special significance. Billy believed famous airplane hijacker DB freaking Cooper hid money in the area, and his friends aim to find it. Unfortunately, they are not prepared for the adventure. After falling over a waterfall, they are left to the mercy of wild animals and a harsh wilderness terrain. So yeah, DB Cooper's in this too. It's insane. It's a good flick. I enjoyed it a lot. It doesn't have a great rating on the internet, but
well, no.
trust
Yeah,
me,
it's a cult
good.
following only. Like if you
Yep.
thought it was funny, like it was really, really fun. Like
Yep.
it hit you in the sweet spot. But that was only like maybe 30 or 40% of people who couldn't get over that it's really just a cheesy movie, which is fine.
Yep.
But our folks get it. 43 votes in. We got 72 to 28 without a paddle. Advances. I'm trying to go fast here. We got to zoom because we're about to get through the first round. It's the last one in the first round.
Well, we don't have to read these again. So after this,
yeah, I know.
We're just rolling.
It's gonna be quick. We're gonna be rolling. But you have Waterworld, which is like, oh my god, one of my favorites. Versus, I'm sorry, Luca. So Luca is a Disney movie about a kid, and the kid is actually like a sea monster. He lives in the sea, but when he goes up and gets water, he turns into a person. So let me read this. Set in a beautiful seaside town on the Italian Riviera, the original animated feature, Don't Nobody Cares, is coming of age story about one young boy experiencing an unforgettable summer filled with gelato, pasta, and endless scooter rides. Luca shares these adventures with his newfound best friend, but all the fun is threatened by a deeply held secret. He's a sea monster from another world just below the water surface.
There are boats.
There's fish everywhere, and there's a boat. There's a
guy that fishes. That's what he does
out of his fishing boat. Yeah, the dad is like the best character, and he's a fisherman. He's chopping fish like many times in that movie.
All right, so I definitely have the one that's winning this one again, but we got Waterworld, otherwise known as one of the biggest blockbuster flops of all time.
Flopperoonies. Sorry, Kevin.
Just so expensive to make. It was.
I actually like all of Kevin Costner's movies.
I know, right? Like Kevin Costner's fantastic. So after melting the polar ice caps, most of the globe is underwater. Some humans have survived, and even fewer still, notably the Mariner, played by Kevin Costner, have adapted to the ocean by developing gills. A loner by nature, the Mariner reluctantly befriends Helen, played by Jean Triplehorn, and her young companion Enola, by Tina Majorino. Anyways, as they escape from a hostile artificial island. Soon the sinister smokers are pursuing them in the belief that Enola holds the key to finding the mythical dry land.
Atlantis.
Boat jumps, jet ski jumps. There's a catamaran in this thing.
Fish everywhere.
Kevin Costner's as well. There's all sorts of stuff in this flick. It's insane, and it was
Waterworld. Yeah, Waterworld is crushing. 70%. We're already caught 40 plus votes in. We're advancing. I love it. All right, so who won in that one? Flipper, Free Willy, Atlantis, Grumpy Old Man, Crocodile Dundee, Without a Paddle, and Waterworld. All right, let's get back to the East. All right, guys.
Now we're speeding through.
We are speed rounded these. So we have here a river runs through it versus Jaws. So like the most serious movie on this whole list. And then right after that, maybe the most serious adventure movie on this list.
Yeah.
You know what I liked a lot about that is they kind of were like talking about like the logistics of closing the beach. They're like, well, should we do it? Should we not? Like, well, the town council's gonna be kind of mad. It's been a summer, cancel business, get kids out of school. I'm like, yo, that if they're getting into like office politics, like this is legit.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. It's an interesting combination to put these two head to head. It looks like Jaws is slamming it right now, probably because River runs through it all.
Makes you cry.
It makes you cry. It's got serious themes, but it's also, some people are going to snooze to that. I would say for sure. Jaws is going to keep you on your toes a lot more than that is.
I mean, when they cut him open, they pull out the license plate. Come on, dude, that was awesome.
When they think they caught the shark and then the actual shark is
they were like, oh, that little stinky thing. Get out of here. Yeah, B. Julie, I'm not sure how Sharknado didn't win. Mistakes were made.
Listen,
it's not my
I
fault.
thought Sharknado was
I
going
don't
all the
vote.
way.
I don't vote.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think Jaws has this one.
Jaws advances 36 votes, 70-30. We're advancing them. All right, let's get the next one up there. We have A Perfect Storm. The salt and pepper bearded, beautiful man, Mr. Clooney, going up against a not real person, a fake
CGI.
a CGI
Pixar.
fish. All right, like
Yeah.
I mean, like look, Nemo has a great storyline. It was well done. Dory's incredible. We all
Holds
love
up.
Nemo. Yeah, it does hold up. I just watched it a couple months ago. It holds up.
Perfect Storm. Everybody dies. Finding Nemo.
Everybody
One person
lives.
dies.
Well,
The mom dies.
yeah. What does it? Which fish gets sent to the kid? Doesn't one of the fish right in the beginning, when they first get into the fish tank and it goes like through the trash or out the window or something?
Well, they all try to escape.
I
And
know
then
that.
eventually they all make it, but they're stuck in bags in the
But I think like
post-credits.
but I think a goldfish was given to that girl though. So like,
Oh,
one of
that
the fish
goldfish definitely
met-
died. Yeah.
one of them definitely met their demise
Yep,
in
that
that one.
was unfortunate.
37 votes in. It's tight. It is 50. It's literally 50-50.
Oh,
I like how this stupid app can't count to 100 unless it's 50-50.
there's no choice. It can't do it. Yeah.
This is insane.
I mean,
38 votes. I know there's like 7 more of you out there that you can make this happen.
Okay, so Lex Luthor points out A Perfect Storm is a true story. Finding Nemo could be a true story. How do you know?
Yeah,
How
you
do
don't know. You don't know. And you know what? But I will say, Mac Wahlberg, he's in that
Mark
storm.
freaking Wahlberg.
He's in that storm there. They go upstairs and they bump uglies.
You put Marky up against
Mark
a
up in there?
storm.
No.
You know,
I need this dough. I need this job. I need this job.
How you
All
doing,
right.
Storm? How's your mom?
5, 4. How's your mom, dude? That clip. Oh my god. 3.
Hey, dog. How you doing?
2. Hey, dog. You got some nice sticks there. All right. 3, 2, 1. Perfect storm. By a raindrop. By the diameter of a raindrop.
By not a gigantic wave.
Not a margin. Okay. Next
it.
up, Bait Shop. This is the where I made it up, where it's basically like the Ben Milliken scenario here. Enters attorney to save his fledgling business against Jungle to Jungle. This should be fast, you guys. I mean, this should be real fast.
J to J.
Fast. I mean,
who's gonna pull it out? J to J or Bait Shop?
You tell me you don't want to watch Tim Allen have starting a war over putting a toilet seat down? What's wrong with you?
I mean, I do. But
I
it looks like Chad is voting Bait Shop right now. It's still kind of tight.
Oh my god! All right, guys, I'm getting nervous. I'm kind of getting sweaty. You ever get that like nervous sweat, like you're in your 19th interview?
Why
and
are
you're
you nervous?
It's 40. Well, see now the margin is bigger. 56
so
to 44.
Bait
39
Shop,
votes.
squeezing it out right now.
I think it's got to be Bait Shop. I think we're gonna call it 5.
Yeah.
4, 3.
Oh, if you want to save J to J, make it
2.
Every vote is going further.
All right,
Yeah.
Bait Shop. Bait Shop advances. Yep, there
Holding
it is.
It down,
right,
Billing
next up, we have 2 ocean. We'll call them fairy stories. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. Both with underwater creatures against The Little Mermaid, and we're talking about like the original Disney version, not some of the other movies that have already lost their way in this one. This has got to be DMC. Am I wrong?
I think so.
Am I wrong? Little Mermaid's the crappiest out of all the solid Disney lineups. Like every Disney movie.
I would not say that's not a good take.
Really?
It's not the best, but it's certainly not the worst.
What? Well, what's of? I meant of the good ones. It's like the worst of the good ones in my
Define
opinion.
the. You're talking Lion King, Aladdin.
Yes, I'm talking
Little
like
Mermaid.
the monster epic ones. Like there's all these ones that you just know. Like Lion King is a good example. Like absolutely,
I would watch it over Sleeping Beauty. I
was just about to say the line for me is Sleeping Beauty. That's where it's like Sleeping Beauty is slightly better, in my opinion. I like that it's scary. But that's the line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Chaz with the hot takes again. Just Lion King garbage.
Are you kidding me? You're telling me when he watches his dad get thrown off a cliff and he thinks it's his fault?
Laughs in his face. He's like, Mustafa, that idiot.
He walks out onto the salt flats with nothing but a hope and a prayer and is saved by a warthog. Right. Okay?
Look, don't worry about it.
Show some respect. Pirates
is killing it. Pirates is killing it. 90 to 10.
All right. Yeah, that's the biggest wreckage we've seen so far. All right,
Done
Jaws,
deal.
Perfect
You're
Storm,
out.
Bait Shop, and then Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. We are making some advancements here. All right, next up,
Hey,
y'all.
consolation prize. Brando still likes us. Nice.
All right, thank the Lord. Next up, we have this is okay. Can I get it here? All right, Flipper, Elijah Wood guys versus Free Willy.
Elijah Wood guys.
Paul Hogan
Freaking
still
Elijah Wood. Paul Hogan. Forget about it being Flipper. Flipper versus Free Willy is such a head-to-head. This is a great head-to-head.
No, but it's not though, because whales actually like they throw dolphins.
Orca would win. Orca would win.
I just want
20 times out of 10.
Hey, have you seen that amazing video where there's a seal on a ice sheet?
Yes, and they tip
and
it.
there's five of them, and they go all up the same way, and they go go right under the ice, and they make a wave, and it breaks the ice. It breaks all the ice, and then that thing's on like one piece, and then two of them do that just to the little piece, and he gets flipped up, and then they just eat him. It's like blood in the water. It's incredible.
Has anybody here in chat seen the movie Orca, which is actually a horror movie? It's like Jaws adjacent.
Is it just the eye? Is it just the eye? That creepy eye?
I think so.
It's you know what I'm talking about.
Orca, the movie Orca is so messed up because they like capture an orca that's pregnant and they like kill it on their boat with the baby.
Ew.
And then like the papa orca is so pissed it hunts these people down and eats them like Jaws.
Okay,
it's nuts.
Gnarly.
If you haven't seen it, go look that up.
All right, Free Willy advances. We're done here. Pull it. 35.
Free Willy crushed that. There's no Flipper didn't stand a chance.
It was pretty obvious. Sorry, Paul. All right, next up we have Atlantis versus Grumpy Old Men. I mean, this is tough.
You gotta give it to Grumpy Old Men. I love Atlantis.
I mean, I'm just ready to advance the Old Men. Like, there's no way that this doesn't make it to the finals.
Carry Grumpy Old Men right to that championship, people. Let's
Crocodile Dundee. Grumpy Old Men.
Oh, it's gonna happen because Grumpy Old Men are have to go against Free Willy after this.
Yeah,
and then probably
I gotta choose between Paul and two old men, some wrinkly butts.
Walter Matthau, like you're not gonna.
I know.
Not gonna do that.
I'm not gonna win that one.
All right, so Atlantis is getting just dominated right now.
It's just getting good. We're advancing. I don't want to make this.
There was no competition here. Moving on. Grumpy Old Men crushes it. Next,
Grumpy Old Men. All right, we got Crocodile Dundee versus Elf. Dundee versus
Knife
Elf
versus Elf.
Nah, that's a knife.
Oh man, there's no chance here. There's no chance.
Way.
One, because Elf made it here as a consolation prize. We just gave it an option.
Yeah.
And also, apparently, everybody here hates Elf. So whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
So Crocodile,
but it still won. It still won. It beat Avatar.
It did.
Didn't Avatar win? Man. Oh, not that one. That one sucked. But yeah. Boo Elf. There he is.
Nicholas Hubert says, every Christmas I wear an elf costume to deliver the mail on my route. My customers love it. It is a game every year and gets posted on Facebook and Nextdoor. Great game for all. I love it, dude. That is so awesome. So good. And then
do you have any idea? If you did that in my neighborhood, you would leave with gifts. Lavish.
That's awesome. I love it. All right. Crocodile Dundee is a done deal.
Crocodile Dundee.
Done deal. Moving on.
Dundee, done next. Next up, we've got Without Paddle versus What a World.
That's like kind of New Zealandish, kind of British, what you just did.
I haven't practiced this.
All right. Without a Paddle, Waterworld. You got to go. What? You guys really? Waterworld?
I was about to say the same exact. Like, what?
Hang on. What are we doing here?
You got to pump the brakes.
For sure is a better flick to watch.
Pump the brakes. Okay.
Do you guys like having fun or not having
you
fun?
Guys, you have to beat Jungle to Jungle or Pirates of the Caribbean. How are you going to do that? It's one of those two. How are you going to do that?
Wow.
Not with Aquaman.
How is Waterworld winning right now? Like Waterworld it's okay. It's
fine. We didn't need it.
Fine. Without a Paddle is so much more fun to watch.
How did I don't sound Bobby Boucher?
Bobby Boucher?
There's no. That's
remember that time Bobby Boucher came in at halftime?
Oh yeah. When Bobby Boucher came in at halftime through a touchdown in the fourth quarter.
You did it. You did it. Oh man.
Still one of my favorite TikToks ever.
Like a top 5. The Ned Rig came in.
You know what one is my favorite?
Jack.
You know, yeah, dude, that was amazing. You know what my
Yeah.
favorite is though? The favorite one that I ever made was this is where we hold them. The pebbles. This is where we
Oh,
fight.
the
It was like
leaves.
tall grasses, and then it was like, this is where they die. Zebra mussels. Ah, they shells, boys.
When your crankbait just collects all the
That
leaves
was
on the
when I was
lake.
like my Ned slipping into the water, and then it was
Yeah.
like all
All right. So I think this one's a done deal. Unfortunately, it was kind of close, but Waterworld squeaked that one
wow.
out.
Didn't see
So
that
yeah.
coming. So we have advancing Free Willy, Grumpy Old Men as they should, Crocodile Dundee, and Waterworld. So next
All
up
right.
we
Let's do it.
go back to the west. I don't want to show side panel. I'm gonna scroll over, jerk. All right. I need to see Jaws versus The Perfect Storm. Two
Give me
serious movies,
Jaws versus
artsy.
Storm.
Mac Wahlberg
Mac
versus
Wahlberg.
Mac Wahlberg versus Jaws. I think
M-
Jaws probably
Mac versus Wave,
Mackie versus
or
Mac versus Wave. What are you
Mac.
doing? Are you going Jaws or Perfect Storm?
I would go Jaws on this one.
I would too. And it
I
looks
would go
like
Jaws
Chad
for sure.
agrees. 30
Yeah.
votes in, it's doubled up. Guys, we have to
Yeah.
give these due consideration. I got to make it to like 40 votes. So please click a button so
Yeah.
we can just,
We're in the finals here, you guys. So it's we got to give it
Elite
enough
Eight.
votes.
This is the Elite Eight. You don't screw
Yeah.
around. 2 votes. Come on. Come on.
Make sure we give them their chance. I mean, not that there was one for Perfect
All right,
Storm.
one more. I'm
No
counting
offense.
5, 4, 3. Push up button. There it is.
There's
40
40.
votes.
All right, pull it. Jaws wins.
Boom. Done.
Love it. All right,
Send
Jaws
it. Makes
moving
sense.
on.
All right. We have Bait Shop versus Pirates of the Caribbean. There's no. I mean, I
Pirates.
know we have a lot. We have a Bait Shop friendly audience. It's like the
Yeah.
home crowd. But I mean, Johnny
It's
Depp.
the one. It's the one
Johnny
you
Depp,
want.
Orlando Bloom, Keira Knightley. Come on.
You want to move it on, but like Pirates is just too fun of a
It's too
cinematic
much.
adventure. Like,
Too much.
yeah, again,
Too
I don't
much.
know. If you guys like having
It's
fun, it's got to be Pirates.
it's
like,
got to be. I mean, it is Caribbean Star Wars.
I mean, yeah. There's almost as
Incredible.
many movies.
It's incredible. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
And right now it's winning by quite the margin. So
I
we
like
got
that Jaws made
34
a
votes though.
DMC.
Got to give it
That
enough
was
time.
great. DMC, like that stuck with me.
Yeah. Pirates of the Caribbean, Run DMC.
DMC. 35 votes. We've getting about 40, 45 votes so far, and it's doubled up. So I'm going to go ahead and advance it. I think we're calling it.
Are we not giving it 40? All right.
No, I think we're good based on the numbers.
Yeah.
Mathematically,
Listen,
we're safe.
we're gonna call this out now. Listen, I get it. Bait Shop's about fishing. Do you want to know how many movies specifically that aren't like just tournament film are about fishing?
We would have been done an hour ago.
There's like 4. So that's why we had to expand our horizons.
Got you 36, bruh. It's harder than you think. All right, Jaws Pirates Advance. That's the first half is from in the West. That's your final 4. Next up, we're gonna go to the other half part of the gate. So we have Free Willy.
Hang on.
Oh yeah,
he's on a lag, so hang on. So keep in mind that these final 4 will advance to the ultimate bracket.
Exactly.
So that's what you got to remember. All 4 of these. So Jaws and Pirates right now.
Waterworld advances.
DMC.
You guys are fired. All right, Free Willy versus Grumpy Old Men. Look, there's no right answer here. Okay, no one.
This is a tough one.
It's a battle. No one wins. Right? You know how they say. No one wins in a fight. This is a fight. Nobody's winning. I mean, we're all losers.
I mean, I think we know our chat though. I think Grumpy Old Men is moving.
It's got to be Grumpy Old Men, but like I wouldn't be surprised. Oh my good God,
it's quite the margin actually.
Oh my lord,
it's almost 100%.
Apparently, I'm the only one who's leaving injured. My God,
Free Willy could stand a chance. Get your votes in. Make it count.
I mean, no, we are done here. 30.
Yeah, we're done. Moving on. Grumpy Old Men.
Okay, well that was embarrassing. All right, Crocodile Dundee versus Waterworld. You guys, I get it.
There ain't no way.
Waterworld.
No way.
Paul Hogan deserves more.
Hogan.
I mean,
Dundee.
you remember when he in the jungle trap scene where they're out in the bush and he just horrifies them? He puts a bat in a bag and just throws, or a snake in a bag and throws it at the guy's lap. And then he puts bat shit all over him, like the berry juice. And then they go and all the bats start like attacking them. And dude, he was like a ghost.
Very much so.
He was there and then he was gone. And then he'll be there. It was incredible. Dude, oh, come on.
It's insane. There's no way. Crocodile Dundee's got to obviously take this one.
All right. It looks like what's happening.
We got
It should be
32
happening,
votes.
it's
Let's see if we
happening.
can get up to closer to 40 votes.
Yeah, we
Push
got to
it.
get up there a little bit. We got to get there a little bit.
I mean,
It'd
30,
be like
35.
a pocket. You get a pocket of resistance.
Yeah. Oh, 37?
No,
what?
no, it's over. We're done.
Yeah, there's no way. Dundee.
38. There's no way.
votes.
Dundee?
Dundee.
Get on. All right.
All right.
Grumpy Old
Final
Men.
four.
Final four. We get Jaws, Pirates, Old Men, and Dundee.
How do we get here? This is
just
so
the right way. All right. All the way out to the east or the west here, we have Jaws versus Pirates of the Caribbean, DMC.
DMC. You got to go Pirates, man. Look, I hear you. Jaws is a classic. Pirates is a classic in its own right. Like, it's just too fun. The song's too much of a banger. There ain't no way. Does that not just jazz you up? Like, like, does that not play in your head every time you go out?
I'm pissed it doesn't. It's not on my heavy playlist. For working out. And you know what?
That is a good workout song.
I should text my brother.
Yeah.
I should have them do a metal version of that song. Do that with
I want that right this second. I also just think, like, I play that song in my head every time I launch my boat. Every single time. Ain't no way. But apparently chat disagrees because Jaws is currently winning 51 to 49%. It is a close
50-50.
margin.
It's 50-50. It's dead.
Oh, this one's got to keep going.
This is legit.
Keep going. This is for all the marbles, you guys.
No, it's not. It's really not.
This is for all the minnows, you guys.
This is for some marbles.
It's for a few marbles.
Alex Steinberg. It's this club.
How is that this? This is what I'm saying, right?
Oh,
exactly.
God.
Paul, I would watch Pirates over Jaws.
No, but go up one. No, look at his other comment.
Listen,
this guy's
I hear you.
As though he's a fish.
That's not the game we're playing, though. We're playing fish adjacent. Cinematic adventures.
Flop. What do we?
This guy is flip flopping like a fish. Also inspired the Lonely Island song. You guys, are you freaking kidding me?
That is so. Hey, we got that on the request log for John's wedding.
Yeah,
and that's when I have a picture of all of us in no shirts because someone just before the cupcake goes, "Tarps off, boys!" And it was just like everybody. Tarps off, boys.
Oh man, this is the most votes we've had in a little bit on this episode.
Can I get one more? The highest previous total is 45.
It was tight. We had 50-50, but it is now pulled away. Jaws is currently in the lead.
Jaws advancing.
I think Jaws has to advance. I think it does.
We'll let it roll.
Okay. Listen, you guys don't think that song's a banger? That's fine. I get it. I hear you.
Yeah.
Jaws is the most of all these things. The most fishing going on in these four movies is Jaws, and then Grumpy Old Men, and then Crocodile Dundee, and then Pirates of the Caribbean.
Most fish actually retrieved.
To be fair,
Luca, the guy does it for a living.
You guys, Luca didn't make it past the first round.
All right, Grumpy Old Men versus Crocodile. This is impossible.
This is I don't think so. I think chat's gonna swing for Grumpy.
They will go Grumps.
Immediately that shot up that margin. Oh my gosh.
But like Crocodile Dundee.
It's a fantastic flick. Exactly. But again, it seems like they're siding with fishing related movies. I hear you. That wasn't the game, but that's fine. That's fine.
Well, that's what we're doing here, but you know.
It's not even close to what the purpose of this entire bracket was, but that's fine. That's fine. So we got Grumpy Old Men smashing it. Absolutely smashing it. 73 to 27% right now.
Oh my God.
Wow.
2 more votes? Can I get 2 more? Just to steal it?
I wonder how tight this will be with Jaws. This is going to get interesting, you guys.
All right, pull it. All right, you guys. Fishing movies.
Let's do it.
Jeff, we have to start posting these. Like, we have to do this in a way that we can post these results.
What are you talking about?
Like, I want to show
on the internet?
Yeah.
We're doing that right now.
Top 4. What?
Okay, I got you.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Christ.
We'll figure it out.
All right. Anyways, but we need to. All right. So you guys.
All right.
This is for all the marbles.
This is the deal.
Except for the toilet bowl marbles. Jaws versus Grumpy Old Men.
both fishing. The two most fishing related movies, other than Bait Shop, like
And
fought
Luca.
their way through, and technically Perfect Storm. Although, were
And
they
yeah,
crabbing
you
or
know what?
fishing?
Not even close. These are actually moderate.
These are moderate fishing movies, but they fought their way through movies that were more fish adjacent,
Yeah,
and they
they
made
did.
their way to the championship where they absolutely belong. So let's find out. Grumpy Old Men,
Gum.
currently the most
Gum.
it was the most highly recommended movie to make the list.
Gum. Gum. Gum.
It's winning. It is winning by a
Sorry,
lot.
but gum? Why did we
Listen,
need to shorten it?
no need, no point. So Gom is crushing it. Gom. Everybody just put Gom in chat right now.
Gum.
So Gom is gonna win. I think we're gonna let the votes play out, but I think Gom has sealed this one up. This is kind of like the percentage chance of win that you get on Google for football games. This is percentage chance of winning is going to Gom, 64 to 36% right now.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I think we've
Well,
got it.
Hold on.
What are you talking about?
We got the toilet bowl to do.
Oh yeah, well we will get to that. So it looks like right now I think we can pull this safely because it's not tight anymore.
I put
Grumpy
Gom
Old
in.
Men, otherwise known as Gom, takes the dub. So we have Gom with the championship, Jaws with the second place. Now we have to determine third place, you guys. We've got Pirates DMC versus Crocodile Dundee, and they go together really well, actually.
It's really tough. I'm going
Pirates.
I don't know, man.
Crocodile.
I don't.
Pirates.
Which way what would you do?
Pirates. All the way.
Like by a lot?
No, well, no, you can't say by a lot because I mean it's Paul freaking Hogan, man. You got to give him some credit.
They pull him over. Not again. He's throwing dynamite into the New York harbor.
I mean, exactly. Of all the Pauls in the world, he's probably like the best one. Most other Pauls
freaking the subway scene with the fight where he takes out the three guys.
Yeah.
You're right, though. You're right. It's DMC.
I would go Pirates. Chad disagrees. That's okay.
But 49-51. I mean, we're neck and neck
there. No, 61, 38.
Okay, well, it's bumping up now.
Yeah, it's changing. So Pirates versus Crocodile Dundee. Get your final vote of the night in here for this one. Let's see how this one plays out. But I think we know. I think we see where this is about to go.
Make me take it back.
Make me take it back. Yeah, change Paul's mind. Right now, Dundee is taking that third place. We got 43 votes in. It was a pretty good finale. I think it was tighter in the final four.
Good point. Yeah. Brando, he says Dundee walked up to a freaking water buffalo and he stared him down. It was standing in the road and he walked up to him.
I mean, it was pretty crazy.
He talks to his friends with a boomerang on a string. He's rich. He has gold. He has a gold mine on his amazing property.
Yeah, it's insane.
What a stud.
All right, so we had fun with this. We hope you guys did too. Obviously, Gom is our championship winner for the night. So, Grumpy Old Men, if you guys haven't seen it, go watch it right now. If you have seen it, go watch it right now. And then watch Grumpy Old Men as well. Both fantastic flicks. Enjoy your time with that. And remember that they are the best fishing/fish adjacent cinematic adventure that has ever existed on the planet Earth. Get out of town if you have any other suggestions.
I smell a shirt. I don't know what to tell you. I smell a shirt.
Another shirt that nobody will buy. I love it. How many shirts can we make that nobody buys? I love it. You know what? That's just like
watch me work.
That's just your opinion. Spaceman available in the shop below if you guys haven't seen it. I don't know if you guys saw it. Big Lever Gang is a shirt now. Paul and I both got them in, and then we do have a Spaceman shirt that we came up with the other day. Out of nowhere, out of thin air, magic the shirt together. So yeah, they all exist. Let's get into some slow rolling thunder and we'll roll out of here. Keep in mind, you guys, members only live coming up next Tuesday, same time, different day, same place though. 8:15 p.m. Eastern on a Tuesday, and on the 28th, we're gonna have the big show. That's what we're gonna call it. It's the big show. It's the big championship bracket where we take the top four from every bracket we've done. It's the bracket of brackets. Well, kind of, because that would be like if we had the top 8 and just bracket versus bracket. But we're taking the top
Shut up,
4
Jeff.
from each bracket, and we're putting them all. We're going to randomize them into it, and it's going to be awesome. It will make total sense. I promise you.
Me.
All right. So,
What's
Slow
that?
Rolling Thunder, I got 3 would you rathers for you. In chat, participate with me here. So, would you rather? This first one is interesting. It involves spouses. If you don't have a spouse, use your imagination. So, your spouse never questions your purchases that are fishing related. But
Heinous purchases.
yeah, she never questions your fishing purchases, but she's better at fishing than you. Or she questions all your purchases and she hates fishing. You're like not allowed to talk about it. It's like a swear word in your house. Which one would you rather have?
Is that really like a...
That's what you wrote down as we were driving down.
We did this together.
I think we wrote this one backwards, did we?
I think...
No. This is what we wrote. This one. We talk about
trash. I would 100% want my wife. I would want my wife.
She's gonna crush you every time you go out. She's gonna catch all the fish. You're not gonna catch
all
anything.
the time, anyways. What?
You
Am I
can buy
the
all the
best
stuff you
fisherman in the
want.
world? Am I the best fisherman in the world? Am I ever gonna be? Who cares?
Fair enough. She's better. There you go.
So what? You want your wife to hate fishing?
I didn't say anything. I asked you the question,
That's
sir.
a horrible choice.
You
Jeff.
wrote this question. You wrote this.
You made your choice.
All right, look, I got a better one. This one you for sure wrote. Would you rather have a headache all day while you're out on the water?
Oh my god.
Or put a hook just once, put a hook through your finger?
I would take the hook through the finger.
I agree. I would take that hook through the finger, no problem.
No
through
question.
Through the barb.
No, yeah, I don't care. I assume that's what that meant.
We're out there on the water 8 hours regardless. You got a headache
meat.
the whole day, or you just have a hook just hanging out of your finger.
That I'm telling you,
cut it.
I did take the finger.
Take it.
Like what?
All right. All right.
On,
so
Pat.
what? Everybody's saying the hook and the fingy. Exactly.
Right. That's right.
Okay. The last one. Would you rather lose a PB? Like guaranteed PB. You're looking at it. You're like, holy shit! It's
like by a significant amount, not by like an ounce.
Yeah, no, it dominates your previous best. This is a double-digit bass. You're gonna take all the pictures. You're gonna get you're gonna get a mount fabricated from this thing. Would you rather lose that or lose? Get this. You had a mega bass with an
destroyer with
an rod, a destroyer rod with an Aldebaran. You lose that. It goes overboard.
$750. I honestly buy Felicia.
Buy combo.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Listen, I've already lost combo.
I would snap it in my own mouth. I wouldn't even, dude. Who cares?
Hang on. Get this. All right. You have this divine message that just says, listen, if you snap that combo and chuck it overboard, I will give you a PB.
It would already have splashed into the water.
So what'd you say? I didn't even let him finish.
I don't know, but where's my fish?
Where's my fish?
Where's my fish? He goes,
hard agree.
He literally finishes at like the pier and you hear a splash. Where's my fish?
Where's my fish? What I was going to say is, I'll give you a snack. Like, oh, okay, cool.
Perfect.
The smallest fish you've ever seen, I will deliver to you. How could you not go PB? It's basically like this is your fee for the PB. Like you're paying for that PB. That's what that is.
Those are good combos. They got it right. Yeah,
it's painful a little bit, but like at the same time, you got that PB. PB is a lifetime thing, man.
Oh god.
All right. Anyways, yeah, I had fun with this. Hopefully you guys did as well. I don't care if Paul did at all. So next week we're going to go live again. We'll take a break on the brackets because we're going to be prepping up for the championship bracket. We got some other topics that we want to cover with you guys that I think will be a lot of fun and relevant. And then we've got some projects in the background that we want to let you guys know about. Members We give you that behind the scenes good. So we'll talk to you about that on Tuesday of next week. Thank you so much for hanging out with us again tonight, you guys, and smash that like, subscribe, all that cool stuff. And we got a new video dropping for you Friday. What's the video, Paul? Something?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Storage, tackle storage, or
plastics, one of the two.
All right, we got some storage type videos coming up for you because what the heck else do you do in the winter? All right, thanks for hanging out with us again tonight, you guys. We will talk to you next week. Chaz, take us out.